Guys, we have an urgent breaking news coming out. 12 hours left to stop US Gov shutdown. Alright, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Once again, please share the video. There are only 12 hours left until a US Gov shutdown takes effect if a deal is not been reached. At the same time, a US Gov website is now showing messages blaming the left for the looming shutdown. So you have the left are going to shut down the GOV and inflict massive pain on the sleeping giant people unless they get their $1.5 trillion wish list of demands. The U.S. Commander administration wants to keep the Gov open for the sleeping giant people. $1.5 trillion. That's with a T. Good gosh. Wow. So the LEFT, they demand a $1.5 trillion, man. That's crazy. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We have some more. Nearly 100,000 federal workers have resigned this morning, making it the largest resignation in history. 100,000 federal workers have resigned. Alright, we're going to get to all this here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you so much for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. Another way to support the channel is through Patreon. $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on this platform. Also, another way to support the channel is by giving that thumbs up and sharing the video. Thank you again for your support. I really appreciate it. Guys, today, Patreon, my wife is going to be doing a Patreon. She's going to be talking about world news event. All right, so my wife, Jessica, is going to be doing a Patreon. And I have to do a couple of things, a couple of errands and stuff like that. So if you guys want to tune in, check out Jessica world news event. Again, the link to the Patreon will be in the description box. You're going to have to join in. You have to sign up. And again, it's like, signing up on YouTube, your email, stuff like that. You have to sign up. And again, it's $5 a month. Again, your support is what keeps us on air. Thank you so much, guys. So the U.S. Gov shut down. The U.S. Gov was barreling towards its first shutdown in 6 years Tuesday, with funding expiring at midnight, bearing a breakthrough on deadlock negotiation between the left and the right. This happens every year, man. It's crazy. It's just mind-blowing. So a last gasp meeting at the White House on Monday yielded no progress, with top Senate leader Chuck saying afterward that large difference remained between both sides. Now, his party, in a minority in both chambers of Congress, is seeking to flex its rare leverage over the federal gov 8 months into the U.S. commander barnstorming second presidency that has seen entire gov agency dismantle. The 100-member Senate requires gov funding bills to receive 60 votes, 7 more than the right control. With no sign of compromise, an afternoon Senate vote was expected on a short-term funding extension already passed by the House of the House of Representatives, although there was little hope it would succeed unless Congress passes a bill before midnight to fund federal operation. The Gov will partially close up shop and plunge Washington into a fresh political crisis. Here's the thing: people are still going to receive their Social Security. People are still going to receive their, the government assistance stuff. So you're still going to get all that. It's just those that work for the Gov, those federal ones, they're not going to get paid. But again, once everything comes to an agreement, then all those time that they haven't received their payment, they're going to get all that back. Again, they're going to get all that back. A shutdown would see non-essential operation grind to a halt, leaving hundreds of thousands of civil servants temporarily without pay. That's the one. And payment of many social safety net benefits potentially disrupted. Again, guys, throughout many years we've seen, again, so many shutdown. It hasn't affected or impacted those that collect Social Security. The U.S. commander upped the ante Tuesday when he told reporters his administration may go beyond the usual practice of temporary furloughs and fire a lot of federal workers, but he blamed the left demands for the looming crisis. It's like they don't change. They lost an election in a landslide, and they don't change, he said. It says here on vacation, the U.S. Gov shutdown are deeply unpopular, and the left and the right alike try to avoid the scenario while blaming the other camp in the event of a closure. The right had proposed to extend current funding until late November, pending negotiations on a longer-term spending plan. The left want to see hundreds of billions of dollars in healthcare spending restored, particularly, look at this here, look at this. They want to restore, look at this, I'm going to highlight it. They want to restore that for low-income household, which the U.S. administration is likely to eliminate. Here's the thing, guys. I know a lot of people that have that insurance. Actually, my neighbor has that insurance. And my neighbor, he's a left. He's a veteran, but he's not one of those crazy left. And so he was talking to me about his insurance. And because he had to get, his wisdom tooth removed. And he was complaining. He's like, it's so expensive. I'm like, what insurance do you have? Boom. That insurance. I'm like, go figure. Yeah, I mean, he's like, other insurance is really expensive. I'm like, yeah, but nobody goes for that. So, they also want to block the U.S. commander and the right from cutting approved funds later through the so-called recession process, as they did this summer. The process requires only a simple majority to pass. The right House Speaker Mr. Johnson kicked off a pressure cooker final day of brinkmanship ahead of the midnight deadline by accusing the left of, I'm going to skip certain words here, healthcare funding to shut down the Gov and protect themselves from their base. The House has already passed a 7-week stopgap funding measures, and Johnson has sought to force Senate left hand by not bringing his chamber back to Washington this week. But many of the left have shown up, and the House Minority Leader Hakeem assembled dozens of his members in front of the U.S. Capitol to berate the right for being a vacation as the shutdown looms. We're ready. We're willing and able to find a bipartisan path forward to fund the Gov in a way that actually meets the needs of the American people in terms of their health, their safety, and their economic well-being. He told reporters, now, here's what we're not going to do. We are not going to support a partisan right spending bill that continues to gut the health care of these sleeping giant people. Not now, not ever. The gridlock Congress regularly runs into deadlines to agree on spending plans. In March of this year, with the threat of another shutdown already looming, the right refused to engage in dialogue with the left over massive budget cuts and the layoffs of thousands, 100,000 of federal employees. Once again, the Senate left reluctantly provided the votes to end the standoff, but the decision angered the party base, which is calling on the left leaders to stand up to the U.S. Commander-in-Chief. Man, that's where we at right now, guys. That is where we at right now. Give me a second here. Let me just see if I can find some more info. Hold on. So you have Jim Cramer says investor should not worry about a gov shutdown. All right, so at the same time, we have that very important, again, there's a very important meeting with top generals, the U.S. Commander and the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. We're going to get to all that news, guys. All right, so give me a second here. The U.S. Commander-in-Chief commits to spending over $1 trillion on military in 2026. Okay, so again, so far it seems like this is all the information here. You have Chuck, who says the U.S. is heading into a gov shutdown. All right, so again, that's what he's saying. So we are 12 hours away. Well, 12 hours left to stop the U.S. gov shutdown. I will keep you updated on that, guys. And again, this is where we are right now. The U.S. Commander on impending shutdown. The U.S. Commander said we'll probably have a shutdown because of the left want to give incredible Medicare to illegal, and what that does is it keeps them coming into our country. We cannot let that happen, the U.S. Commander said. So, wow. So U.S. Commander saying that the left, they want the healthcare so they could continue giving it to those, the millions that came into our sleeping giant illegally. Wow. The U.S. Commander saying it's not going to happen. We're not going to allow that to happen. All right. So this is it for now. I will keep you updated with the gov shutdown. Make sure you hit that notification bell, subscribe, and I got some more videos coming up, guys. It's going to be some good videos when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Thank you so much for watching, guys. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Luis Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.